do Vlad no more. We couldn't come up with a agreement. He didn't want to pay me. I wanted $5,000 more than he wanted to pay me. He didn't want to pay me, so I think I'm gonna make more money doing it this way. And I'm editing my interview now.
He got the equipment.
I don't know what time it is. Let's talk about it.
Hey.
Uh-oh. I get ready. Just 7 months. Let's go.
Well, Boosie may underestimate what it takes to be a YouTuber, but at the same time, Vlad has actually responded to what Boosie has said. And he's actually about to give you a little bit of the back end numbers of how it all works.
Recently did a live where he revealed parts of this conversation. And in the, in his live, he said that he had asked for $5,000 more. And I said no, which is why he's not going to do the interview. Now, that's not exactly accurate. So, I wasn't going to put any of this out there, but because he started putting out numbers out there and people started going, oh, Vlad being cheap. Why is it only 5,000? You could pay him that, not knowing the whole picture. So I'm going to lay out the whole picture for everyone just to explain what exactly is going on.
This is going to be interesting because rarely do you see a YouTuber or a content creator as big as Vlad literally break down the process of how he determines value that Boosie brings in. You're going to see his numbers or hear about him.
So when I called Boosie, like I said, the fee had always been $25,000.
Wow.
He said, I want $40,000. And I'm like, fam, I can't do 40,000. That's just putting me in the hole in a situation like this. He's like, well, I'll go as low as 35. And I'm like, man, listen, I might be able to do 30 after I run the numbers, but 35 is definitely out of the question. But let me go ahead and run my numbers and actually see what's going on. So
I wonder how Boosie came up with that random arbitrary $40,000 because I think it's probably because I think Tekashi 6ix9ine ended up getting $50,000.
I went back and I looked through the last, 5 or 6 interviews, and I looked, and the profit margin on each of these interviews was around $10,000. So I showed him the numbers. I sent him a spreadsheet showing him my back end numbers. And I'm like, bro, the most I could do is 25. You're asking for 35. Your traffic has been dipping over the years. You've gone from about 6 million to about 5.5 to about 5 and some change. So you're looking at about maybe a 10-15% decrease in views, which means a 10 to 15% decrease in revenue, as you know, but you're asking for a 40% increase in appearance fee. A 40% increase.
A 40% increase is insanity. Now, I could see if Boosie had the numbers on his end to see that, hey, every time he doing it, his views are going up. But Vlad said, hey, look, his profit margin is $10,000. So in essence, he's giving Boosie 25 and is generating $35,000 in, I guess, total ad revenue across the board. What does that say though? But that 10,000 maybe not be 10,000 because guess what? Editors got to chop it up. That costs money. Me, I save money because I literally do all my own in-house editing, unfortunately for y'all. But at the same time, Vlad has operating expenses. Hey, how much does it cost to record said interview? I think Vlad goes into it right here in this next segment.
It doesn't make any business sense because what'll end up happening is, look, Boosie's already at home, right? He wakes up, he does the interview. There's no cost associated with him, and he was getting paid $25,000. I have to fly because I don't have a studio or a camera crew in Georgia, in Atlanta, so I have to hire a camera crew in Atlanta. I have to fly from LA to Atlanta. I have to get a hotel. I have to have all the costs associated with it. And then afterwards, I have to pay to get the video edited and pay my crew and everything else like that. And as you know, with YouTube, I'm taking all the risk because sometimes videos get demonetized, right? Especially when you talk about someone like a Boosie who has, he swears, he's talking about a lot of edgy stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm taking 100% of the risk. So I'm like, listen, I cannot pay you $35,000 when I'm going to make nothing? Or maybe I'm even going to take a loss. Boosie recently did.
Yeah, man. Like, here's the thing, right? I know a lot of people feel a certain type of way against Vlad, but as a fellow content creator, you have to consider if you're paying people for interviews, will you at least break even? Like, if you're going to take a loss, that maybe it not might be in your best interest, but at the same time, you have this thing called like this business relationship, right? Where you may take a loss on this end if they're gonna look out for you later. But I got the feeling that that may not be the case. But at the end of it, you have to think about this. Boosie was getting paid $25,000 for roughly 2 hours of waking up, getting dressed, sitting in front of a camera for 2 hours and make $25,000. That's great. Now, I know Boosie and Vlad are probably going to still be cool about this, but fellow content creator Sean Cotton, who runs Say Cheese, he actually weighed in on it also and tried to give a different perspective to it.
It gets tricky with the numbers because, like I said, this is a new business and it's really hard to see what somebody's really worth. Now, a lot of people, Boosie just came out saying that, he's not doing no more Vlad interviews because, they couldn't agree on the $5,000 increase. I think Boosie is worth that $5,000 increase. If that was me, if I was Vlad, I would have did it. Because Boosie doesn't do a lot of interviews. If you see a lot of these people, the OG Percy's, the Charleston Whites, it's a lot of people who do a lot of interviews, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. But Boosie's somebody who doesn't do a lot of interviews, and you could really pay him. And he hasn't been on Boosie in about 8 months. So the interview would have went crazy. A lot has passed. There's a lot to talk about. Vlad's just, I heard he's kind of, Vlad is Vlad, man. But
I think he was going to say cheap, man. Vlad is Vlad. I mean, you want to stay profitable. And at the end of the day, I don't think this is going to cause no strain on their relationship or friendship. Maybe you won't see Boosie on there, but I enjoy Boosie on Vlad TV. I thought they did some great interviews. They had some good moments, and Boosie was always there to bring a good laugh. But at the end of the day, Boosie did respond to everything in the internet trying to make it seem like they don't get along. And he had this to say right here.
Hey, y'all on social media trying to make this like it's a beef between me and Vlad, bro. Like, that's my guy, bro. I'm calling Vlad right now, bro, and we'll laugh about it, bro. Like, me trying to find a, better way to make more money off my interviews. I'm a hustler, bro. Like, if two people can't agree on something, that's what people do. Hey.
Yeah, so it looks like at the end of the day, they still going to be friends and everything is going to be cool. I am anxious to see how Boosie's interview does, but here's the thing, right? It's probably not going to do the views that it did on Vlad because Vlad has that algorithm fine-tuned. Where Boosie's, his interview better be super polarizing, super deep, super dope, super funny, super everything to literally get his YouTube channel off the ground. But let me know what you think in the comments section. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.